Welcome. You're watching Afternoon Digest with me, Dusha Agarwal. Join us as we break down the day's top stories and bring you the latest developments from around the globe. An Indian student, Satya Sai Gadde, studying in Ohio, US, has mysteriously died, prompting a probe into the incident. The Consulate General of India in New York expressed deep sadness over the loss and stated that they are in contact with Gadde's family in India. Deeply saddened by the unfortunate demise of Mr. Satya Sai Gadde, an Indian student in Cleveland, Ohio, the Consulate General of India in New York said in a post on X. The Indian and Indian origin community in the US is increasingly concerned following the reported deaths of at least half a dozen Indian students since the start of 2024. The alarming rise in attacks targeting students from India has sparked worries within the community. The deaths of several individuals of India or Indian students or Indian origin in the US since the start of the year have raised concerns within the community. Among them are Amarnath Ghosh, a 34-year-old trained classical dancer shot dead in St. Louis, Missouri; Sameer Kamath, a 23-year-old Indian-American student found dead in a nature reserve in Indiana; and Vivek Taneja, a 41-year-old Indian origin IT executive who suffered life-threatening injuries in an assault outside a restaurant in Washington. Amid tensions between India and the Maldives, India has agreed to export specific quantities of essential commodities for the 2024-25 period as requested by the Maldivian government. The High Commission of India in the Maldives announced on Thursday that the quotas for these items have been increased. The approved quantities represent the highest since the agreement's inception in 1981. The quota for river sand and stone aggregates, vital for the Maldives construction sector, has been raised by 25% to 1,100 metric tons. Furthermore, quotas for eggs, potatoes, onions, sugar, rice, wheat, flour and dal, also known as pulses, have been increased by 5%. Now, India's commitment to supporting human-centric development in the Maldives remains steadfast, in the line with its neighborhood first policy. Last year, despite a global ban, India continued to export rice, sugar and onions to the Maldives. Relations between India and the Maldives have faced strains since Muizzu took office, with criticisms directed towards New Delhi during and after the presidential elections. Reports claim that Ukraine conducted a drone attack on a Russian airbase in the Rostov region, resulting in casualties along Russian servicemen and the destruction of fighter jets. Ukrainian security forces, along with the military, reportedly conducted strikes on the Mozorov airfield in Russia's Rostov region, destroying at least 6 Russian fighter jets. The operation aims to diminish Russian military capabilities. The Morozov airfield was reportedly targeted due to its role in launching guided air bombs on Ukrainian positions and border settlements. The strikes resulted in casualties among approximately 20 Russian personnel, with some killed or wounded. Overnight, multiple regions in Russia were subjected to UAV attacks, leading to the interception and destruction of at least 53 Ukrainian drones, as stated by the Ministry of Defense. The ministry reported that air defense systems intercepted 44 UAVs over the Rostov region, 6 UAVs over the Krasnodar region, and 1 each over the Saratov, Kursk, and Belgorod regions. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh responded to the Guardian's report by stating that India will retaliate if attacked within its borders. In an exclusive interview with Network 18 Group Editor-in-Chief Rahul Joshi, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh stated, India will give a befitting reply to any act of terror emanating from our neighbouring country. Those who try to disturb India's peace and carry out terror activities on Indian soil, we will enter their houses and eliminate them. Singh echoed a sentiment earlier shared by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, emphasizing India's desire for a healthy relationship with its neighbours. However, PM Narendra Modi described the work done by his government in the last 10 years as just a trailer, indicating that more substantial initiatives are yet to come. Speaking at an election rally in Rajasthan's Churu ahead of the Lok Sabha polls, he emphasized that the progress achieved thus far was merely an appetizer, with the main course still yet to be served. India has vehemently refuted the allegations levelled by the Canadian Security Intelligence Service (CSIS) regarding interference in its elections, dismissing them as baseless. The Ministry of External Affairs released a statement rejecting Canada's claims and highlighting what it perceives as hypocrisy on Ottawa's part. The Indian Ministry of External Affairs, represented by spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal, has labelled the allegations made by the Canadian Security Intelligence Service as baseless. Now, Jaiswal emphasized that the central issue revolves around Ottawa's past interference in New Delhi's affairs. Jaiswal further stated, it is not the government of India's policy to interfere in the democratic processes of other countries. In fact, quite the reverse. It is Canada which has been interfering in our internal affairs. That's all for the afternoon updates. We look forward to bringing you more insightful updates tomorrow. Until then, download the app and keep watching Ritam.